Thank you so much. My name is Agnes Árnadóttir, and I just want to start with saying that it's a great honor to be here today and to be invited and to be able to present our fresh company to women in shipping from all the different corners of the world. What you just saw is a small teaser of what we are about to launch with Brim Explorer next year. I will use those few minutes I have to make a long story short and give you insight into why two political scientists decided to build an electric ship. In the workshop tomorrow, however, I will spend some time on the technical specifications and give you the rationale behind our choice of technology, for those of you interested in that. Well, it all began in northern Iceland about 24 years ago, when my father and my uncle bought an old fishing vessel, and they restored it, and soon after they established a whale watching company. So as I was a family member, every summer from I was about 10 years old, I worked at sea, and I soon fell in love with the ocean and the whales. The family company grew, and in 2015, the company developed and installed a hybrid electric driveline into one of the old vessels, the sailing schooner Opal. One of the project partners were Bellona, with whom I also worked at that time, and Opal was launched later that year. As I lived in Norway, this, of course, was a very interesting project, and I got quite engaged. And in 2016, I was asked to establish a daughter company in Tromsø and to run whale watching operations with the electric schooner from here. Well, I jumped into it and put my political career on hold for some time, and also asked my former colleague and a good friend Espen to join the team. Well, it was an interesting experience, and we had 2 great seasons here in Tromsø with this boat, but it was also quite challenging. Because we were renting a boat from Iceland, it's an old ship, and we didn't have any maintenance system here. It was difficult to depend on the supply of the boats from, although it was my family company, we didn't really have full control on the product. We also saw that with this great feedback from the guests, having a silent electric boat was very valuable in the tourism industry. And it gave quite a complete new dimension to the experience, and especially the experience of whale watching. So we started playing with the thought of using the experience from the retrofitting of Opal and taking part of the team to take it one step further and to develop a new ship, a modern ship that would be fully electric, that would operate in Norway the whole year round, and that would also be specifically designed for the purpose of sightseeing. I love the old boats, which I'm grown up with, but they were built as fishing vessels, so obviously they have some limitations. And furthermore, when you are installing an electric driveline into a boat, it's quite important that you have the right hull and that you have the right system design from the beginning till the end. So we started playing with that thought, and we made a business case, which we thought was pretty good. And we saw that in Norway there's plenty of competence within the maritime industry. And we asked the board, can we seek finances and can we build a modern electric ship and run it here? Well, our board didn't really share our vision. So in the end, we departed the company and decided that we would just do it on our own. And that was the birth of Brim Explorer. So early this year, 2018, we established Brim Explorer. We engaged a boat designer, and we found a shipyard, and we started with good technical help to design a ship that was supposed to run a full day on shore power alone, that was supposed to be optimized for the purpose of sightseeing, and that should look nice, and that was also designed to have the integration of new technologies like underwater microphones and underwater drones. So a few months later, you can see the right picture. We were standing there with the signed contract with the shipyard. We had gotten several no's from investors we approached, but we were lucky. We had plenty of friends, family, and fools who helped us in the crowdfunding process. And we also got valuable support from Enova, a Norwegian institution that promotes green technology. So this is short, the how it happened, and now I'm here. So I want to say a little bit about the why. And the why, I've been working in Bellona for some years, so of course I'm colored with the optimism and the insight into the technology. But it's also because I love the ocean, and the maritime industry has been lagging behind for some years. Last month, the Tesla Model X was the most sold car in Norway. And as you have seen, even here in Tromsø, you have electrical cars all over the place. So the first answer to the why did we do this, is because we thought we could, and yes, we can. And we thought that, okay, let's use this momentum, let's use this good climate in Norway, the great support from the government, and all the good competence that exists in this country. So one of the things we wanted to do was to design a boat that was modern and that looked nice, and our hairy goal was to create a Tesla standard of sightseeing vessels at sea. Well, the design work started with many no's. I mean, we know that as in the car industry, there are many design catastrophes in the maritime industry as well. So we knew what we did not want to have, and we communicated that quite clearly to our designer. And he catched it, and these are the first drawings he made. And after some back and forth, we ended with Brim. So this is the vessel we are currently building in Ålesund, and the one you saw animated in the video. It's not yet on the water, but will be soon. And it is a 24-meter long vessel, 11-meter wide, and almost 10 meters high. So it was a long process finding the right combination of how much space outside and how much space inside. The hull is designed specifically to have little resistance at the same time as it can go into quite hard waters in Norway. So it doesn't really look seaworthy, but it's supposed to be quite good. And this is another picture. So plenty of glass, and our aim was that all the guests should feel that they were on the first row. And then going silently through the waters, this is, we believe, a very good platform for nature watching. The second why, or the second answer to the why, is because we believe that there is a big market. Tourism has changed. I don't want to talk about tourism of tomorrow. Those are the tourists of today. They know what they want, and they're quite, or at least increasingly, aware of their own environmental footprint. We wanted to use our position to be a messenger. So we wanted to use the boat as a platform to reach thousands of people from all over the world, and leave them with a positive message that the technology is there, seeing is believing, and at the same time as we would educate them about the nature and wildlife. The third answer to the why is because our product and our largest resource is the nature and the wildlife. Most people come to Norway to watch beautiful mountains and deep fjords, or those amazing creatures, the orcas and other whales. And as we are making money on their existence, the least we can do is to make sure that we approach them with the least impact and least disturbance. The fourth answer to the why is very simple. As Sigurd from Bellona mentioned, the World Heritage Fjords in Norway, they will soon be a zero-emission zone. And until the big cruise boats are able to run into the fjords on batteries or other zero-emission energy sources, there will be need for smaller vessels that can take people into the fjords. So we believe there will be a large market for boats like Brim. So lastly, Brim means breaking waves. It's an old Norse word. And we really hope that we can break waves and that we can steer up the industry and push it into the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Hartvedt.